What's going on, people? Welcome back to another episode of the Minted Mind podcast. Today, I am here with two brothers. Going to be talking about a few different topics. Some things a little bit different this episode. So, as you may be aware, the Maccabi Tel Aviv fans were banned from coming to the game that's scheduled to play with Aston Villa in Birmingham. This was done by the West Midlands Police. Now, there's a whole controversy going on. There's a whole lot of debating going on. So I'm joined with brother Akhmed Yakoob and Shakeel Afsar. Welcome to the podcast, brothers.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having me, my brother.
For the people that probably don't or are not aware of what's been going on, just so we shed a bit of light on what's been happening, why the fans have been banned, can you just care to explain as to what's going on?
Well, the Tel Aviv Maccabi fans are notoriously known as hooligans. We've seen in Netherlands where they were ripping down Palestinian flags, spitting at Muslims, and they're just all round a nasty team. But what the bigger question is about this team is that it's a team from Israel, and the fact that Israel is committing a disproportionate genocide on the people of Palestine. Our principal stance here in Birmingham, and the stance of many people in Birmingham, including Aston Villa fans, is that no Israeli team should be allowed to play in any football match or any Eurovision competition or anything on a national or international scale. Because if we do not allow Russian fans to come here and support their teams, if we do not allow Russian teams to come here, why a double standard for Israel?
I just want to quickly ask you something, because I can already know people are going to be saying, let's keep politics out of football. Why do we need to bring politics into football? You know, it's Jewish fans that potentially just want to watch their football team play a game. What's wrong with that?
The banning of these fans has got nothing to do with politics, nor has it anything to do with what religion they are from.
But just what Shakeel Afsar said, if it is based on that, purely based on that, then it is politics.
No, but then again, why is Russia being allowed? Like Ahmed had an interview on GB News that day, and he posed the question that why isn't Russian being allowed? Why are we allowing Israel to play? Because we should feel, respectful towards the fans. But then double standard, why isn't Russia given the same? And this is something that he can add light on.
Look, I will add light to this, and a lot of people are doing this now, that they are taking the criticism of Israel as anti-Semitism, and whatever we say about Israel or anything to do with Israel, it's automatically classed as anti-Semitism. And it's a shame, really, because there are more cases of Islamophobia than anti-Semitism since October 7th. And there's a rise of about 40%, if I'm not mistaken. I'll need to check it up. You can check it up yourself. But there has been a inflation in Islamophobia cases. Put that to a side for a second. This team, Maccabi Tel Aviv, only a couple of days ago, a match that they had in their own ground, a local derby with another local team from Tel Aviv, was abandoned because of the way that they go on. They are hooligans and they are violent, and they like to destroy property, and they were destroying things in their own city. That's their own city. Imagine what they would do if they come here.
Yeah.
What they did in Amsterdam was appalling. They were going around and actually looking for Muslims so they can spit on them and they can assault them. And they were chanting, "Ole, ole, ole, there are no schools left in Gaza because there are no children left because they have all been bombed or they have all been killed.
And death to Arabs.
Dead to the Arabs, and we're going to grape your women and all sorts." And these are the kind of people that our government was campaigning for, and they were campaigning for them to be here. Initially, the West Midlands Police, when the fans were banned, when this ban was imposed, Lisa Nandy in the House of Parliament, she stated that this ban is being imposed because of anti-Semitism, because of religion and all sorts.
Yeah.
But now it has come to light. There has been leaked information by the in the Guardian that the intelligence received by the West Midlands Police, the intelligence was that the public was at risk of being assaulted, of being racially assaulted, properties being damaged by these fans. So these fans are the ones who were the danger to the public. They were not at danger from the people in Birmingham. But the police, the West Midlands police, know the demographic of the area that these fans are coming into. If these fans went into Amsterdam and they committed these atrocities and assaulted people all over the show, if they try and do the exactly same thing in Aston, let me tell you something. The people here are a bit different.
Do you think the government?
different.
Do you think the government knows this?
Absolutely.
The government know this.
Absolutely.
And I think, let's be perfectly honest. I'll be perfectly honest. This is an agenda of the people higher up than even our government. This is a Zionist agenda, and the Zionists want people to fight.
Yeah.
They want to cause division, especially between people of faith.
Want divide and conquer.
People of, exactly, the
Well,
people of the book.
That's their strategy. Look,
That's
that's
their
been the British strategy from day one: divide and conquer. Why would you? The chief inspector and the chief officers in Birmingham, I think, is Craig Guilford. The autonomy of how he runs his city is up to him. Why is central government? Why is Keir Starmer interested in a football match, or whether it's been banned or not? Many other fans and teams are, like Millwall and these sort of rough teams that they have rough sort of hooligan type fans. If they've been banned without any issues, why are we giving precedent to Israel? It's the same narrative that comes. Give Israel the weapons to kill Palestinian children, but then don't offer the Palestinians the same weapons to defend themselves. It's a double standard, and it's so disgusting that even our brother Ayoob, the amount of vilification, the amount of racist remarks, the amount of Islamophobia that he's facing, only because he agreed with his chief police police organization at the time, who said that it's not safe. It's not safe for the people of Aston. But I believe, moreover, it's not safe for the fans, especially fans who say kill Palestinian babies. With what we've seen over the last 2 years and longer than 2 years, it's horrific. And people's emotions are high.
Do you feel as if Keir Starmer has a right to get involved in this?
No,
Even
he's,
though the West
he's
Midlands police
gaslighting it. He's gaslighting it.
He should not be getting involved. And now that the Maccabi Tel Aviv team itself are not selling tickets to any of their own fans, it just shows that they don't want their fans.
They know themselves that
they know what their fans are capable of.
Okay, just so the audience is
They've
aware.
said that on their website. They know what the
Initially, West Midlands.
But sorry,
No,
I
go on,
don't want to cut you. Let me say something before I forget. Hooliganism is one thing, yeah. We know they're hooligans. We know they're racist fans. We know they were Muslim hunting in Amsterdam and all that. That's why the initial ban happened. But I'm saying it from a moral point of view, like my brother Shakeel just said. Why is Israel doing in this competition in the first place? What are they doing in a European competition? They're not meant to be in Europe.
They're in the Middle East.
They're not in Europe. They're in the Middle East. But
Why are they doing it?
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Because they hide behind anti-Semitism. Because they think that if they
they're not
play
included
in Middle Eastern countries or the Asian or the subcontinent competitions, they're going to be the victims of anti-Semitism.
So they'll be given a pass, a whole pass.
They're given a pass to compete in the Europeans.
One rule for one. And on sorry to interrupt you. On the flip side, the whole Palestinian football teams have been killed. What was it? Palestinian Pele. They killed him.
They killed him.
There is no Palestinian football team. How come no one's talking about that? Lisa Nandy spoke, like he mentioned in the video earlier, that Lisa Nandy spoke about, I'm willing to give investment. Where's the investment for the local rubbish? We've got our councillors, Labour councillors, putting on high vises, making fixtures that look, we're picking up the rubbish. But they're not telling you that they put that rubbish there in the first place. It's their incompetent council who's put it there.
Exactly. They should have not let the bin workers go on strike in the first place.
Or the vanity projects.
So they were saying they're going to
money on vanity projects. They should have given rise to these bin workers. The bin workers are a very integral part of our society, man. They clean up our streets. They should be respected. They shouldn't be striking and going in the streets. They shouldn't be doing this. They don't deserve this. Do they deserve this?
I said they're equivalent to even as doctors.
Do they deserve this? No, they don't deserve this. Because of them, our streets are not rat infested, and the Labour government treating them like rubbish. They're treating the rubbish men like rubbish.
Well,
absolutely. They are.
You want to put on your TikTok live? I'm gonna start playing devil's advocate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Put it in a position, innit?
I put it there. We'll see both of us.
Yeah, this is
disgusting.
It's
And
disgusting.
Linda, yeah. So Linda Nandi, Lisa Nandi. Sorry, Lisa Nandi should.
I think she should resign.
At least she should give some sort of apology, because she was saying this is anti-Semitic, banning these fans. And now that the reports have been published in The Guardian, the leaked reports that the police had intelligence of the violence and racism that these fans are going to commit.
Well,
And-
one of the reasons why Keir Starmer would want to impose these bans, sorry, not impose these bans, to get rid of the ban, is because of the anti-Semitism stuff that's been going on. You know, the deaths that have been happening at the synagogue and things like that. So maybe he felt like he had an obligation to think that, you know what,
Well-
if we seclude a whole portion of people, yeah,
Sorry,
if we were gonna seclude a whole portion of people, what is that? How is that gonna come across to people?
No, but
that Britain is in
I
a safe
understand
place.
that. Okay, if this was the first,
Yeah?
if this was a test case, and it was the first time in football history that a team's being banned because they're violent, or a country's being banned because they're accused of being oppressive, this is not the first time. In front of our eyes, Russian teams are being banned. Russian fans are being banned. Vladimir Putin is not my enemy.
But these guys are on the same team as Ukraine. They feel as if Russia's the one that's invading.
Yeah, but
so
so-
that's why we're gonna.
Yeah, but then, okay,
Ban it.
what about Israel? Israel's the one who's not only invaded, it's raped, pillaged, looted,
But they still have a
destroyed.
problem calling it a genocide. Do you know
They
that?
still have a problem calling
But
it a
the
genocide.
thing is now the world should not have a problem calling it a genocide because the International Criminal Court in Hague has said that it's categorically genocide. BBC have put out reports that are saying it's genocide. Amnesty International, which is a very reputable charity, has said that it's genocide. United Nations have said it's genocide. But
Anyone who says it's genocide is a Hamas supporter,
Yeah,
or is a Hamas
automatically.
funder.
Yeah.
I was at a well the other day. You probably saw it on social media. I live in a very posh sort of little village. It's called Aldridge, just outside of Walsall. Just
Yeah.
It's in between Walsall and Birmingham, and I thought my neighbours were very nice people. To be fair, because they always used to say hello to me. And the other day when I went for a haircut, there were protesters, activists on top of a building. That building was an accountant's.
Oh, yeah, I see
You
that.
saw
video.
that?
Yeah.
That those accountants do the accounts and tax for Elbit, the factory which make UAV engines, which then make components, which then are sent to Israel to commit genocide. So they were the accountants of that factory. So these activists took that accountants over. So I parked up, and the activists were getting a bit of a hard time before I got there anyway. But there were two white males, middle-aged white males. They were getting a hard time anyway, but there was no racism involved at that time.
Yeah.
As soon as I came out, you probably heard in the background in my video what they start saying. And I did confront them. I was outnumbered. There's about 30 of them. I was outnumbered. And I knew most of the people. And I thought they were good people. And then you have a woman just coming out of the blue. I've said hello to before. She's turned around and said, "You're a Hamas terrorist." I was like, whoa.
So this is someone that you've met.
Lucy,
Yeah.
is that you? Why? And then you have...
How could you do that?
Then you have, then you have one woman who comes up and says, "Good job, I didn't vote for you."
Is it?
But you said you did vote for me,
So you lied.
so you lied. What'd you lie for? So I was getting all sort of abuse. But if you say that it's genocide, you are the bad ones nowadays.
Oh, let me ask you something.
You have to toe the narrative these days.
You have
if you
to toe
want.
the narrative.
Look at Shabana Mahmood, look at Keir Starmer, look at even Khalid Mahmood. Khalid Mahmood is the biggest
Shall we?
piece of...
They've had a little.
Yeah, they had a little teaser.
Yeah, so bringing it back, look, they're all protecting the seats. Shabana Mahmood's community is completely against her when she was
She can't
silent
walk on
on
the
a vote.
streets, man.
She can't walk on the road. We challenge Shabana Mahmood, come here without police force and just walk around and meet your people.
Okay, so so for the people that are not aware, why are you against Shabana Mahmood?
Because she supports the Labour establishment. Labour establishment's leader is Sir Kid Starver, and
She's a key component of the labour machinery.
Machinery.
Right now.
So a few years ago, she was very adamant to be protesting and putting pressure on the government.
She was telling us to put pressure.
She was
That
telling
was
us. I
when Corbyn
remember.
was the leader.
Yeah. So now she's Home Secretary.
Corbyn's anti-Zionist, you see.
Yeah.
Keir Starmer is not.
So what's changed?
Corbyn was the leader of the Labour Party at the time, and Corbyn
She was
is
protecting her
anti-Zionist.
seat.
Corbyn is anti-Zionist, so she was protecting a seat at the time. and saying that
So
she's
everyone's just there to
anti-Zionist.
protect their seats.
And
Say
now-
whatever,
Yeah, say whatever at the time.
even if you believe it. If you don't
Yeah,
believe
yeah,
it,
it don't matter.
So is that
if your leader believes it, then you must say, and then even if you don't believe it, you must say. So that's how these guys work, and
Unfortunately, 80k a year plus expenses, plus travel,
It's a lot
plus
for
the
them.
seat, plus a bit of recognition. Sometimes it gets to people's heads,
it's a lot.
unfortunately.
It's a lot.
Because
for
we
them.
have been offered, and whether they deny it, we have evidence of this as well.
I've been offered money to not contest elections.
what would you say if let's just say the shoe was on the other foot and they banned a group of, I don't know, from an Arab team, their fans, or a Palestinian team and their fans, because they were scared in case that would incite violence?
No, but if the Palestinian team or the country was disproportionately committing a genocide, murdering children.
So is that your whole?
My stance
if-
is more politically, to be honest with you. I believe that the fans should be banned. I believe that the team should be banned. I believe that Israel should be banned off the whole of the world, and it should be back to Palestine, and the Jews should live there peacefully in and amongst the people, and the Palestinians should have a right to choose what they want to do.
But again, it just goes back to that thing. There's probably Jew fans
Yeah.
that are Jews that just want to go there and watch a game.
And the same way there are Russian fans who are just Russian, who just want to go, who are Christian, who just want to go and watch a game. But
So is your
unfortunately,
The same
not-
way, there's probably a Palestinian child who wants to play a football game,
but hasn't got no legs
but
left.
he's got no legs left.
So if it wasn't the double standard, then we'd be the first saying, okay, fine, we understand. But the fact is a clear double standard here. You're willing to put money aside when we've got
No,
rats the size of cats in Birmingham.
We call it free. We say free Palestine and we label terrorists, man.
Yeah, it seems as though you can't even say anything.
You can't say that
And
now.
You're a
We say
Hamas
free
supporter, like you
Palestine.
said.
Yeah, we're Hamas
Hamas.
supporters.
But we are not
The
Hamas
first thing
supporters.
I get asked every time, and him as well. Every time we get questioned on any TV channel, is do you condemn Hamas? I mean, I've not come on here to be asked whether I condemn Hamas or not. I've come on here to speak about the atrocities that Israel have been committing for the last 70 years, not since October 7th. The one good thing that has come out of October 7th is that everyone is aware of what's happening now. Before October 7th, 2023, not much people knew what is happening in that part of the world. Now they do. Now people are, a lot of general public is now saying that Israel is wrong.
Yeah. I'd say a lot of
And
eyes have
my
opened.
message to anyone who's watching this, and this is something very important, when you get asked, do you support Hamas? The answer that I give is I do not support any prescribed terrorist organization, but I firmly believe that the Palestinians have a right to defend themselves with arms. And for those of you who don't know mean arms, I'm not mean their actual arms, I'm talking about high-tech weapons. We should be giving the Palestinians high-tech weapons, bullets, guns, grenades, ammunitions, tanks, for them to defend themselves against their occupier under international law. Everything I said is absolutely fine. They want us to put us into a bracket that you
So they will take that as you support Hamas.
No, but I don't support any proscribed terrorist organization.
But they will take that. They will take
They
that.
will take them. I support the Palestinians' resistance. I believe that as British Israelis can go
Look.
to Israel and fight in the army,
Look.
we should be allowed, or British Palestinians should be able to go as well and help defend their brothers
Help
without
defend,
without being called terrorists.
Defend their country. Defend their country.
you get it?
Simple. You've got aid workers who go to Syria, like Turks and people like that.
They're stuck out there.
Who've had their passport taken off them because they've gone for charity work. But then you've got British citizens who've gone and fought
But it's like
and
that-
committed genocide and been complicit in genocide and come back and carried on their daily lives.
Given a medal.
Given a medal, given a hero's welcome.
But it's the same as with that Palestine action. They're prescribed as a terrorist organization.
Now it's happened, yeah. They've prescribed them as a terrorist
where
organization.
people argue that, okay, vandalism, you could have called it vandalism, not a terrorist organization.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, how can you call it terrorism?
So if you
What's their
support
agenda?
Palestine action,
Look, what are they trying to do? The question is, are they?
They're trying to suppress every voice, man.
That's all they're trying to do. They're trying to anyone who gains traction.
Anyone
who gains traction.
Yeah. Anyone who gets like anyone who becomes a bit of a threat. And I believe me and my brother Shakeel are a threat to the Zionist establishment, especially in the UK one, because
we don't hold the line.
we don't hold the line. And when we say
That's all it is.
we call a spade a spade. That's all it is.
why do you think people are afraid to call a spade a spade? Because it seems as though...
Let me tell you something very. And you know what? I probably mentioned this to a few
Yeah.
days ago. I was sitting in my parents' house. And the football topic was already happening before I walked in. And I know they're not into football, so they're talking about me. I knew it. And
Who's that again, sorry?
My mom and dad and
Okay,
my
okay.
family members.
Yeah.
When I walked into the house. So I walked in and the Villa and I thought, football on the field.
Why are they talking about
Yeah,
football?
But then I checked one of the phones and they had one of my videos up or something like that, or one of my interviews up. So and my dad goes, you know, you've got your own kids. And I looked at him and said, and your point is, Dad? Well, Mom said it as well, like, you know, under her breath. So what's the point? I know I got kids, alhamdulillah, I got 4 boys, man, you know. Allah bless them, Allah give them a long life. You need to worry about them. I go, what do you mean worry about them? If something happens to you, I go, what's happened to me? Without the will of Allah, what's happened to me? So, and they were like, oh, anything could happen. Because you know what happens? People go, a lot of people...
Fear-mongering is
Fear-mongering.
That's
You
what
know,
they
the
do.
elder generation, they're quite scared.
Not even just the older generation though. There's people
Even
out
the
there.
younger generation.
Yeah, of course, man.
And you know what it is? What it is because people go around, like, people probably come and visit my mum and dad, their friends or their relatives or whatnot. They say, look, your son's saying this. They were saying this about him on mainstream media today. And they were saying he's this, he's this, he's this. And to be fair, they blindly sort of follow that media sort of pattern thing. They follow it. We don't. We know we're woken up, aren't we? So they get worried. And they say some people, they are scared themselves because they think something will happen. The truth and reality is, I don't care about what's going to happen to me. I know that my brother Shakeel Afsar, because one thing, the truth is, we're all going to die. And there's people, if you go to Handsworth Cemetery now, there'll be people that are in those graves that were scared to speak out about justice, about what's right. Their graves are there as well. And there'll be graves of the people there as well that weren't scared to speak out, that spoke out. They probably outlived the people who were scared to speak out.
I think people are afraid. What you have to remember.
I don't know what they're afraid of. Are they afraid of death?
Well, no. I think you know what you mean when the
What they're
whole
afraid
thing
of?
about being afraid. You know, me and him were in very good positions.
Comfortable
Fortunate
we're in
position.
fortunate position.
Financially, very
Now,
good.
it would be a damn shame, whilst being in fortunate positions, if we do not look back. That's when people ask us and they say, why are you interested in politics? Or these lot are trying to get... Listen, we are not career politicians. We, alhamdulillah, are in our own right successful businessmen. If we actually getting into politics is actually making us lose money, not make money.
Just for the people that are, you know, you keep saying career politician. Just
So somebody from a young age who aspires from, you know, teenagers whose fathers may be a politician and he
Join
wants to get his son
political
into
parties
it.
and stuff.
And then they're saying, yes, sir, 3 bags full, sir, to the Labour Party or the Conservative Party or the Liberal Democrats Party, whatever it is, at a time when those parties are not agreeing that a genocide is being committed. But bringing it back to the afraid thing, it's not even about death. The system is so bad that, you know, if you work in a organization that operates by the PAYE system and you're taxed before you pay, you have a Palestinian flag in your bio, khalas, finished, go, bye-bye, see you later, you support Hamas. Now, this is what our issue is, that, okay, Israelis should have a right to support Israel. If that they believe that Israel is doing right, each to their own, but then why are the Palestinians not affording the
I
right?
don't class myself as a politician, you know, my brother. I'll be honest with you. Because politicians are not like me. Politicians are polished. They will be worried about how they're going to be politically correct, what the media thinks about them, what people think about them. I've never really cared about what people think about me. I do what I feel is right from my heart. And the only people that I try to actually impress are my mum and dad. I always want them to be happy. I class myself as more of a revolutionarist.
Yeah.
Or activist.
We'd rather stand by the truth because
Yeah,
the truth will
then
always prevail.
politicians, you get it?
Always.
Because politicians swing both ways sometimes, you get it? We just got that one.
Like people ask us, like there's some
agenda,
organizations forming, some political parties forming, and this is something that we need to mention as well about the lack of representation and the sheep herd behavior we have amongst people.
Oh yeah,
who came to represent us. Who came to represent us? Now look, there's political parties being formed, but we, as we were given the mandate on an independent voice, we still haven't joined any party because we said we are going to consider all options, consult our people, but the likes of Shabana Mahmood, the likes of other people, brother, there's people...
Even the people that have worked with us or acted like they're with us, and as soon as you see some political parties starting to gain some traction, like the Green Party or I'm not saying anything against them, but they just jump on the bandwagon.
There's people that we also know that have fought 2 elections against Labour and then told us that Labour is so bad, 4 elections in Birmingham, 4 elections up north, and then joined Labour.
So
Please cut off my head if I ever join a political party.
These are what career politicians are.
Ask me out. You know, if I was to ever change, it's on record
It's
now.
on record,
If
man.
I was to say tomorrow, Labour Party...
No, look.
I could
cut
never.
off our head if we ever join the Labour Party.
Yeah.
Let's
Labour Party especially.
Labour Party, definitely.
Definitely.
We can't say no to every party.
No, that's why we're negotiating.
That's why we're still negotiating. You know why?
If you were to
Because
join any party,
at this moment in time, we don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know.
are you inclined to like in any way to?
We're keeping our powder dry for now.
Okay.
We're keeping our powder dry. The reason being is this.
We need to see policies. We need to see
policies. We need to know
manifestos.
what people stand for. We can't just. We're not
We're not
followers.
going to jump ship.
We're not
like some
followers.
people have done.
We're not acting cocky or anything like that. But we both definitely are not followers. We like to be in a position that we can support people, and we don't want to just jump on any bandwagon. No, you've seen some people that have left the Labour Party and jumped into this New York Party.
And they've been in Labour for 40 years.
Before even
What's the new party?
Your party.
Your party.
Before even considering any of their policies, you got to consider the policies. Look, I do say this quite a lot, and I say, and I'll say openly, an enemy of an enemy is a friend.
Yeah.
I don't mind aligning myself, and I'm sure Shakeel wouldn't, with a party to defeat
Labour.
the Labour Party, our enemy. So I don't mind aligning with a party, but we have not actively joined any party at this moment.
Labour's one of those parties that, you know, as we've been, I don't know about you guys, but as we've been growing up, Labour, it's all about Labour.
Yeah,
so that's been ingrained into us.
No, but it's broken now, though. Now,
It's starting to.
We've turned up.
Yeah.
That's propaganda.
Since
And I'll
we've
tell you
turned
where
up.
that stems from. You know, our forefathers, my grandfather was a labourer. He was a factory worker. Labour had good incentives for him because my
The
grandfather
job
at that
centre
time-
used to be called Labour.
Yeah.
Labour.
My
The job centre
grandfather,
used to be
my
called
grandfather
Labour.
at that time didn't care about politics. He cared about feeding his 8 children, bringing them over. We are the generation now, United Kingdom, who has built something, who has something, and it's up to us. If we don't speak for our people, then remember, 2-3 generations down, our children will be naming their children, you know, as Muslims. They'll be naming their kids as John. And
Well, apparently
John
it started to
Frank and
happen
Smith.
now.
Look at that.
We love that colour. We love the
Look,
British
I don't
people,
really
but we
listen-
protect our culture. We have to protect our culture. We have to
protect
Because
Okay.
again, people could just misconstrue what you've just said now.
Yeah,
you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
We
the
love
fa-
British
yeah,
people, but that doesn't
But
mean
we can't forget where we come from.
A Muslim person cannot have a non-Muslim name.
If you can't forget where we
Yeah.
come from, that's why I say to people, I love UK. If I didn't like the UK, I'm financially very, very stable. I can move to anywhere I want. Alhamdulillah. I love the UK. I want to help people. I want to support people. By people, I don't mean just Muslim people. Anybody living in Birmingham, you come to me for help, I'll help you.
Anybody who's oppressed.
It doesn't matter about
Anybody
your
who's
colour.
oppressed.
Anybody you're oppressed, I will help you. And that's why I do politics. I could leave UK today if I wanted to, but I'm not going to go because I want to help people. That's why I'm in politics.
You know, you said something earlier. You, again, both of you are in a position of, you know, you're fortunate in a fortunate position where
Alhamdulillah,
you
alhamdulillah.
are able
It's all from
to
Allah. It's all
say what you want to say, even if people don't like it. You don't really care. Same for yourself, Shakeel.
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't really care what people say.
No.
Yet there's people out there that are in a 9 to 5. Like, have you heard about that NHS doctor that got arrested because she's been saying a few things online? Yeah, she got arrested. So people are afraid the fact that if you do speak your mind.
But you can't get arrested willy-nilly. You must have... okay, a lot of people, I think I'll keep it within the law, within the remit
That's
of the
why
law.
you have to be very careful.
You have
what
to
you
keep
say.
everything within the remit of the law, man. That's what people are not understanding.
That's why our people mess up.
And
They go-
nobody can come and arrest you if you are within the remit of the law. And if they do arrest you, they can't convict you. It's very hard to convict someone.
And an example of the keeping in the remit of the law, when somebody says to you, do you support Hamas? Your answer should be, I do not support any organization that's prescribed as terrorists, but I support the right of the Palestinians to bear arms, shotguns, AK-47, M16s, rocket launchers,
Grenades.
that the British should be giving them for them to go and shoot and remove their occupiers from Palestine. This is
quick. I'm gonna
this is
give you a
international
quick
law.
history, yeah. Quick, 30 second 1 minute history of Palestine and why the British should be involved in. I'm talking about the common white man who doesn't know, who keep on messaging me and saying, what has England got to do with Palestine?
They are
Yeah. Have you seen those chants that
they're
have
the
been
root
saying,
cause.
I've
They're
seen
the
it,
root
go back
cause.
to Palestine.
go back to Palestine,
Palestine.
F off
What's
with
the-
your
You
Palestine?
caused the problem in
Yeah,
What has
Palestine.
the British got to do with Palestine? Let me tell you something. Palestine was under the Ottoman rule. Yeah? In the 1800s. Palestine was under the Ottoman rule. The British overthrew the Ottoman Empire.
Yeah.
The British then took control of what? Palestine. It was the year 1913 or something.
Yeah.
You have to check it up, yeah. But this is there. Put this, when you
I'll put it up on the thing.
put it up, yeah, because the years might be differing here and there. But
I'll put it up on the screen. Yeah, yeah.
then what happens is a man named Hitler, Adolf Hitler, in Germany, starts massacring the Jews. There's a Holocaust. He kills over 6 million Jews. And a lot of them escape. They run away. They are thrown out of Europe. No European country wants them. They thrown out of Poland, Germany, Ukraine, Russia.
Yeah. Palestine gave them safe
everywhere.
haven.
They came to Palestine, and you'll see pictures.
Yeah.
You'll see pictures of saying
On
Europe,
the ships.
on the ships, of Jews coming in from Europe. They say Europeans have betrayed
I'll put
us.
it up.
Please do not betray us. And they're talking to the Arabs, and they're talking to the Palestinians. The Palestinians have then given them refuge. They let them stay in their houses. They let them stay in the land. The Jews have then brought over their family members from wherever they were hiding, or some were in prison, some were prisoners of war, some whatever. They've come over now. Slowly they've started settling. It's like, just say, me now, I take in a youngster, a Jewish young boy, and I'm alone. I'm now just say I'm 50 years old, whatever. I take this youngster in, he's 15. He turns 15 years later, he's a big strong boy now. I'm declining, I'm frail, I'm old. He comes and kills me. Takes my house. And then his family come, kills my neighbor, takes their house. And then they just start taking the land, occupying the land, and that's the Palestinian issue. In 1947, the Balfour Declaration was made, and in that declaration, it clearly states that the Palestinian were to have a referendum and have a right to self-determination.
Same like Kashmir.
Same like Kashmir.
And the British
and it happened at the same time. It's more or less happened at the same time.
Year.
Same year, 1947, 1948, that period.
You know, like
Made
a
a mess
murderer,
in it.
you know,
They
like a
made a
murderer
mess.
has his sort
Yeah.
of way memo. He has his sort of, what's
Yeah,
that word?
So the British colonized the whole world, and obviously the British had the Kashmir at the time, and the British.
Because even the Kashmir issues are.
It's the same time, same thing.
Same
It's a
thing.
mess, isn't
it?
Same
Same
thing.
thing.
They divided up the lines.
They
left
divided.
there. What happened? Look, in Kashmir.
Let them fight each other. Let's get out of here.
In the Asian subcontinent, we lived together for many years. Whether you were Hindu, whether you were Sikh, whether you were Muslim, even in our areas in Pakistan administered Kashmir, you've got basically masjids right next to temples. Do you understand? So the point in question here is that these people, before they left, they realized, damn, we got to go now. Our reign over this Asian subcontinent is done, but we can't leave them together, because if we leave them together, these
They're
people
gonna rule the world.
coexist. It's a very vibrant place, the Asian subcontinent is. If you look at how many diverse communities there are, how much riches are in there, not only with natural minerals, scenery, spices, etc. These guys, before they went, when Christopher Columbus discovered a boat and went over colonizing half the world, they were eating potatoes and vegetables.
We're gonna get onto the Kashmir issue if you wanna. No problem.
Let's
yeah,
find
we
out.
can. We can. Yeah.
We'll do it that on a separate.
Okay.
I think we need to do a full podcast on
That's
that.
that's
a big topic, innit? It's a
That's
big topic.
Big topic.
Yeah.
Very big
We'll
topic.
definitely get into that.
But the model of my topic, why I brought the British up and why I brought the full Palestinian, is because people need to know. People have a right to know what's the truth, and the Balfour Declaration is where the British got involved. And they
In
gave,
layman's terms, they left that mess
they
behind.
gave the Palestinian land to the Israelis and just
They left that mess behind.
They left the mess.
They left mess behind.
They need to clean the mess up.
They need to, yeah, exactly.
Now they're saying they recognize the state of Palestine, but Palestine was a state before the Israelis came.
Why are you
You're recognizing-
There's nothing to recognize.
You're
Why
recogni-
recognizing
it's
what-
rubble, but what they
It's
need to
rubble.
understand that Palestine was a state that was recognized before the British came.
Yeah.
So
So you're recognizing
you're
the state of
recog-
Palestine, but then you're supporting the
A
genocide.
sending arms.
this is where it comes, because I tell you why Labour does this. Look, it's a very rational reason. You know, this is why when me and Ahmed got into politics, people say, "Oh, you never won the seat." We have won our mission about a year ago, Our mission was to create more people who are active in politics. Now, you tell me, or anyone watching this, since me and Ahmed, he fought the mayoral, he fought the general, since we've been active, you telling me you lot don't know more about politics?
I know more about politics.
councillors,
More
more
about
about MPs.
Palestine,
Yeah.
more
And
about
our
Kashmir.
Labour capitalizes on our communities being docile. We're not involved in politics.
Which was the case at
Yeah.
one point.
was
We're
the
walking
case.
below,
And
man.
now it's growing.
We've done our mission,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Now it's growing.
And it's
because-
growing now.
Look, everyone wants to be a councillor now, which is very healthy. The more people who participate, the more people are going to be active working in the areas. MPs, more people are going to be speaking.
A lot of people used to think that they need to be associated with a political party to get into politics. They know that that's not the case now. You get it? They know
There's a test case example right in front of them that you, as somebody with no prior political knowledge, can come in and speak the truth, speak the hot,
And get 70,000 votes.
70,000 votes. Come on.
You put 70,000 people
Does
here,
that-
they'll be gridlocked, brother.
Without the support of Allah as well, but
Allah
that gives you.
Wama tawfiq illa billah. Have a look at there, please. Can you turn the camera there?
I was going to quickly ask, what do you think of the
press
peace
it.
deal?
Sorry?
The peace deal that they put across Donald Trump.
Oh, there's no peace deal.
Peace deal.
There's no peace deal.
Peace. I thought you said peace meal, because it's not definitely a peace deal. 'Cause
Do you not think it's a good thing?
look, ceasefire on people who are being constantly bombarded, ceasefire always gives them a break. But do you really think that the Israeli establishment, who in front of our eyes have butchered children, I have not seen more insides of a person my whole life than I've seen in the last year, the last 2 years, and of children, young children hanging from high rises and they are alive. They're hanging them. There's no fire brigades. There's no emergency services. That child's hanging
Look,
there.
the ceasefire.
Peace deal for what,
The
man?
peace deal is good. The ceasefire is good. But I know the agenda. They want to ethnically cleanse Gaza.
Well, they didn't stop, did they? Anyway?
They,
No.
they haven't
They haven't
stopped to
stopped.
look
Yeah,
at
they haven't
since
stopped.
the peace deal
There's
or
been how many
ceasefire
killed?
deal. How many people have been killed? Just check. But they're not. They're showing less now. And they were showing less anyway. It's
And then
social
on
media.
one side, you've got
social
a country, or I won't call it country, an establishment that has high-tech weaponry,
Apartheid.
state of high-tech weaponry, the Israeli apartheid state. And one side, you have people who have stones.
Stones.
They haven't had a problem. They haven't had a problem. Meal for probably.
But the
I
thing
don't
is, look, you have to give it to them for their courage.
know. Credit where credit's due.
100%. 100%.
Credit
I
where
seen a girl, a little video of a young girl, must have been 3-4 years old, man, and she's making a video and they put the Eminem song on. What's it called? Mockingbird. And she's so happy. Yeah, and she's sitting in the middle of rubble and she's so happy. And you know, I'd seen her and I start crying. And look, the thing is, people are just salads these days, man.
And that's, you know, the biggest, sorry to interrupt you, Aki, the biggest shameful thing is, you know, when people start to speak, they think this is easy. Brothers and sisters, this is not easy. Try it. You put one, if you work in the mainstream, just put a flag up on your profile and see what you got to deal with. So, you know, me and him, we take a lot of stick. Why? We like to defend our people because no one else is doing it.
No one else does it, man. We like doing it. And like I said, look, we have a South, man. Like my brother said earlier, these people want to represent us, but then they lost values. Yeah, we love British, but we can't forget that where we're from. A very famous Punjabi revolutionaries and singer Sidhu Moosewala said it that these guys have got sons. The sons named Steve and John, and they want to be our representatives.
Doesn't make sense. Now we're not against that, but the point,
we're not against it, but we just
is-
can't forget where we come from. Like people say we're against Pakistan. No, you're from Rawalpindi, bro. We're from Kashmir. You're part of Pakistan. We're part of Kashmir. I love Pakistan. Pakistan's Zindabad, but I can never forget where I'm from. How can I forget where my house is from, where my dad's from, where my granddad's from, where we live all our lives? We can't forget that.
Just because your country's
even if you
old,
move-
frail and weak.
even if you
Doesn't-
move-
if your father was old, frail and weak,
can forget about it
and
now.
he hasn't got much to give you, but the next door neighbor is strong, powerful, and can give you a lot. Your father's still your father. You still love your neighbor, but your father's your dad. Your dad is your dad. You can't,
dad is your dad.
You're not going to make the neighbor your
Yeah.
dad. Unfortunately, people these days, they're making the neighbors their dad.
They are.
Well, like I said, that's a whole completely different
Yeah,
topic.
that's
innit?
a whole topic.
Next week or two after the match, we'll have a proper sit down about it.
We'll have a proper sit down. Guys, love and respect what you guys are doing.
Love,
it's always,
respect,
it's always
peace,
good to
manners,
see people.
always.
100%.
Respect back.
Guys, if you've got any questions, for the brothers,
Respect back. If you've got any questions, fire them away. Put them in the comments and we'll probably do another podcast on it. Inshallah soon.
until the next one, inshallah.